If you get out of Toastmasters, all there is to get out of Toastmasters, you will never get out of Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. That is a quote from the first female member of Toastmasters, Helen Blanchard. We have assembled a very august panel of discussants this evening. And I can say without fear of contradiction that the panel is august because I've had the opportunity to work with all of the persons on the panel this evening, and they are indeed phenomenal individuals. We are going to be hearing different perspectives from the three panelists that we have this evening. But it's important that you get to know a little bit more about each of our panelists before they come to the virtual lecture. I actually can regard them or do regard them as the dynamic trio, and you will see why in a bit. But just to let me share a bit more about our panelists before we go into their individual presentations. Our second panelist is Toastmaster Chantal Monroe. Toastmaster Chantal has been a member of the Pacesetters Toastmasters Club since October 2023. Since joining the club, she has answered the call to serve as a leader and is now serving as the Sergeant at Arms of our club. In other words, she is our property and hospitality manager. Outside of Toastmasters, Chantal is the owner of CKM Healing Consultancy and the next best-selling author of the book, Layers of Healing, Discovering Perfect Purpose in Pain and Trauma. She's also a care group leader, a healing and deliverance minister, and a budding trauma psychologist. With years of experience in the banking and insurance industries, Chantal is passionate about helping people find inner healing, spiritual growth, and transformation. In addition to her professional and ministry pursuits, Chantal has a deep love for nature and enjoys spending time outdoors. She's also an avid foodie who relishes the opportunity to try new cuisines. Toastmaster Chantal will be presenting on The Pull and the Path, my experience with Toastmasters thus far. Our third and final panelist is Toastmaster Michelle Small. Toastmaster Michelle Small has been a member of Toastmasters for over 10 years. She has served in various leadership roles in the Pacesetters Toastmasters Club, including president and club secretary. She is currently serving as the Vice President Education of the Pacesetters Toastmasters Club. Outside of Toastmasters, in her professional life, she is an accounting officer. Toastmaster Michelle will be presenting on All Aboard, joining the Pacesetters Toastmasters Club. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now going to hear from our panelists. They're going to come unannounced in the order that I introduced them. And now that you have met them, we'll move into our second presentation by Toastmaster Chantal Monroe.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow Pacesetters Toastmasters. My name is Chantal Monroe. And for those of you who are not yet a part of Toastmasters, I was like you. I've either heard about Toastmasters, seen Toastmasters being advertised, but I've never sought to join. For me, based on where I was heading at the time, I wanted to increase my confidence in speaking. I wanted to be amongst persons who would constructively criticize my speech and somewhat held me accountable to kind of force me to go into spaces where I'm uncomfortable so I could become a better speaker. And so I literally started to Google Toastmasters clubs in Jamaica, and I came across this one. And their respect for each other, their accountability amused me, and I decided to sign up. not knowing what I was getting myself into at the time, because I think my first meeting when I joined, I was asked to do what is known as a table topics. It's where you are literally put on the spot to speak for 2 minutes based off of a statement or a word that is given. And you'd be surprised that there is a speaker in you. You'd be surprised that you can actually speak for long time with the knowledge that you have. And Pace Setters, I've found, is a place that has helped me to develop on that skill. It has helped me to develop in leadership skills, and it has helped me to develop my networking skills, because you now have access to a whole heap of persons all over the world that you can connect to reach your goals. One of the things that I absolutely love about being a part of pace setters or just Toastmasters overall is that they really keep you accountable. So you don't just join and you just sit out. So no, you join and you're challenged or tasked to take on certain pathways, take on certain learning initiatives that is aligned with your goal, that is aligned with where you want to go. And they help to keep you accountable with that. Plus, you get you get constructive criticisms to be better. And that is what I absolutely love. So if you want to gain more confidence as a speaker, Toastmasters is the place to be. If you want to command a room of 5 to 500 persons, Toastmasters is the place to be. And if you want to just become a better version of yourself, Toastmasters is the place to be. Thank you so much. I hand over back to Toastmaster Kaninoy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chantal, and we're delighted to have her as a member of our club. We'll now hear from our final panelist, and she is Toastmaster Michelle Small, as she tells you about how to become a member of the Pacesetters Toastmasters. Toastmaster Michelle.
Are you ready? My name is Michelle Small, and I am a member of Pacesetters Toastmasters Club. Are you really ready? Could you show the PowerPoint slide, please? Get ready. Get on board. This is going to be an experience you will never forget. It's life-changing. It challenges you in ways that we need to be challenged. Now, the first thing you need when you're going to take a journey is a ticket. And to my mind, next slide, please, the ticket is your membership application. You get it from any member of the club executive, but the VP membership is the person directly responsible for that. And the application form shows you gives details about you. It gives your basic information, contact, telephone number, email address, and it also tells us the time period you're ready to register for. Time periods vary from between April to September or October to March. Or you could register for 2 periods, April to March. That's a Toastmasters year. It also wants you to put in the club information, and the club information you're putting in is the one for Pacesetters Toastmasters, which our club number is 5250. But contact any one of us in the executive, and if you don't remember, and we will remind you. Now, the application form looks like this. And you fill it up and you give it back to the VP Education. The VP Education then uploads the information you have given to the Toastmasters website. Again, Toastmasters website. From there, we put in all that information, and then an email comes to you. The email allows you to have your own password and sign-in information to Toastmasters International, giving you opportunities for everything that Toastmasters International has to offer. Various new apps that they have put in recently, which are very innovative and very helpful. One of them even helps you with interviews. So you will have access to all of that. You put in your the time period that you're ready to register for, and you will have to put in your details about payment, how you're going to pay. And then you can make the payment online. This is a new thing that Toastmasters have. You can pay online, after which you're signed up, paid up online, and you would also need to pay local dues. Local dues and dues for new membership, access to all those different things that I told you about, including pathways. So when you have done all of that, you will find that you would have spent, if you signed up for 6 months, US dollars $117.25, or if you had signed up for a year, $154.50. For new members, the details are $60 for the membership, $20 for access to OnBase, and US $37.25 for 6 months, or $74.50 for the local dues. On renewal, we only pay $97 US for 6 months, or $134.50 for the whole year. That's 2 periods. What you pay for as renewal is the $60 or the $120 for the year. That's 6 months and a year. And once again, the $37.25 or the $74.50 for local dues for the whole year. But it's up to you if you want to sign up for a year or 6 months. Most of us sign up for 6 months, and that's quite acceptable. It also depends on what time you join. There are variations there because the fees are also prorated. So now that you've joined up and the information is uploaded and you have access to all these resources, you are ready to begin a fantastic journey. Congratulations. I hope you have a fulfilling journey and it leads you to being a distinguished Toastmaster. Madam Chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Michelle Small. Thank you to all our panelists for their respective presentations. We heard about the opportunities to grow as a leader and speaker in Toastmasters, not just in the midst of your club, but also at the international level, where you can lead over 270,000 Toastmasters. And that may not mean anything in and of itself, but think about it. You will be able to translate those leadership skills to other organizations that you're a part of. We heard from Toastmaster Chantal about being able to access constructive criticism to become a better speaker and being held accountable and developing your ability to think on your feet. We also heard from Toastmaster Michelle Small about the nuts and bolts of becoming a member of the Pacesetters Toastmasters Club. So I'm saying all of that to say, ladies and gentlemen, that you have heard quite a bit this evening, and I'm sure you have questions. And so now we're going to open up for the Q&A segment, the question and answer segment, where our panelists will field questions from you. So feel free to post your questions on Instagram or also in the Zoom chat. If you are on Zoom, we look forward to answering any questions that you may have.